Welcome to Carlene's Kitchen, where today I'm going to be making cauliflower soup. Well, before you say, I'm not sure, just give me a chance, because cauliflower soup, when made correctly, is really, really delicious. And cauliflower, it's a cruciferous vegetable, along with broccoli and cabbage and collard greens, Brussels sprouts, and kale. They're really good for us. They have I3C in it, which could be a tumor suppressant function in a gene. So I try to eat cauliflower and the other cruciferous vegetables as much as I do. So this is going to be not that long a video, but I'm going to be taking a few little breaks in between to do the cooking because there's just 3 ingredients. Cauliflower, onion, oh I'm silly here, cauliflower, onion, and hot water. You might be able to see that I've got hot water cooking back there and over here. We are going to use hot water. What we're not going to use, and that's probably the most important thing, we are not going to use any butter. We're not going to use any cream. We're not going to use any flour. There's all kinds of ways. No cheese. We're going to use just the 3 ingredients that I said, and it's going to be as smooth and as silky as cream cheese or cheesecake. That's how creamy it's going to be without cream. That's amazing. The first thing you do is take an onion. When you buy your onions, squeeze them. If they're soft and have soft spots, get a different one. You want a fabulous onion, a hard onion. And I divide it up like this into 4ths. And then I have a gadget that works pretty well for me. And I put my 1/4 and make some noise. And here I have a whole bunch of onion pieces, and I chopped them really quickly. To save time, I've already sauteed an onion. You take and saute it for at least 15 minutes. You do not want it to turn brown. I'm partially guilty here. I do see a couple brown pieces in here. But you want it to stay succulent like this, translucent. So I've got my onion. This had to cook for 15 minutes. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cauliflower head. 1 head of cauliflower has under 40 carbs. It has a little protein. It has a lot of minerals and different things. It has a ton of vitamin C. I really think that if people who do not like cauliflower would just give it a chance and try some different ways to cook it, you could learn to love it like I do. So I'm cutting it now into pieces. I don't want the stem. So this is the second ingredient. And actually, I can just put it right in here. So what I'm going to do is continue cutting this. And before I do that, why don't I go ahead and add my 1/2 cup of hot water. Just 1/2 cup. And your salt is going to go into this now. But you're going to put your cauliflower pieces in with the onions with a 1/2 cup of water And you are now going to simmer this for 18 minutes. 15 to 18. I'm thinking 18. But I will get, because of that modern technology and that awesome pause button, we are going to pause this in just a second, and we will come back in 18 minutes when this cauliflower is soft and succulent and ready to add some more water. All right, we'll be right back. So the head of the cauliflower has been cooking over 15 minutes with a half a cup of water. And yes, it looks just like you think it would. I'm adding a ton of pepper because we like pepper. So it's not going to be pure white. We're going to see some pepper pieces in it. Now, the next piece is simply adding 4.5 cups of hot water. There's a half. Here's my 4. This is just such a cool recipe. I really think it's really cool. You put this hot water in here, and now this is going to go back on the stovetop, and it's going to cook again for 20 minutes. The onions cooked for 15. The first round of the onions and the cauliflower with a little water was 20. And now this with 4.5 cups water is going to go for at least 20 minutes. All right? So I'll move it back over and I will see you very shortly. Phew, okay. It's been another 20 minutes, and over here I had my cauliflower that was in with the onion in the water. And what you do next is you take and put the cauliflower pieces. That's why you cook them so long, so they get really soft and so they release as much fragrance and taste as you can. I added quite a bit of salt and pepper in this, more than I did the last few times that I've made it. But I keep picking out those pieces, and then I go to my bullet. And I put it back in the pan. You can see what it looks like there. So this goes back in here. Now, I could continue on with this as much as I wanted. And there are a few pieces left in here. On some of my other recipes that I did this, I would not allow to have one piece. But today, I'm going to have a few pieces in my cauliflower soup. So, it's going to need to sit for 20 minutes before we eat it. I'll be setting my timer, but you can see it already is pretty thick. And it's going to thicken up a lot more in 20 minutes. It looks delicious. And we'll be tasting it in a minute. I'll do a taste test. It is really good. It's really gentle on my stomach. And I'm eating cruciferous vegetables, and I'm so excited about that. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this recipe of making cauliflower soup with 3